Morning everybody, Tuesday morning. I've come down to water the plants because I'm off today and then I'm back off again at the weekend. The lilies have opened beautifully. Let me show you. There we go, look at them beauties. Absolutely beautiful. They're all starting to open now. Now I've got a choice. I've got either I can leave them here or I can take them home. They are cut flowers, so I'm going to take them home. Then once they're done, I can then prepare to lift the bulbs because the bulbs aren't staying in here. But I was right with the colours. They're all red, dark, lovely deep red. Now, like I said last week, these ones don't have a scent, but they do look absolutely spectacular. And I love the deep redness of them. And I'm proud. I am proud because I've cultivated all of these myself. These are even just this bed is a few years in the making. I started off with 2 bulbs. Now look what I've got here. Just from this section alone, I've still got some on the outside as well. So I'm over the moon with them. So when it comes to the growing for show, it's now time to start thinking about setting fruit for the shows and how long things will take. Now every plant is different. Every plant has got its own life cycle, how long it takes to get to maturity. So what I'm aiming for is I'm aiming for the biggest so that it doesn't go past the point of no return, but it's still, it's a fine balancing act, which I'm sure you'll agree. So I've chosen 8 to 9 weeks for these cucumbers. So any cucumbers that I see setting on here now, I will be leaving them, and I'll show you just a couple of the contenders now. So I've just double checked and I was right in what I thought. These are heavy. These 3 are heavy and the bottom 2 are for long. We'll see what happens when it comes to anyways. But I've got the first cucumber is set on the back here, halfway up. So there's one. Now I will only be focusing on the potential just a couple. Same with the tomatoes, it's 1 per plant. There's nothing else on up here yet at the moment on this one. On this one I am yet to see any fruits. Oh, in fact, tell a lie, there's one there and it's getting pollinated already, which is great. So there we go. You can't pollinate these yourself, or you can just let the bugs do what they do best, which in this instance is what I'm doing, because I've not had a problem with setting fruit, to be honest, on cucumbers. And for the third one here, this is the one that just snapped, which was a shame. So there's nothing yet on this one for the heavy. Now on this one for the long cucumber, that we'll have a look. Is there any set on here yet? No, there is not any set on here yet, but I'm expecting a few to come on up here. So we'll just have to see what happens with them. But on here, there is one on here which was missed. There it's there, so there's one there. And I'm expecting another one up the top here, which there it is there. I need to pull this down, so just bear with 2 ticks. So there we go. I've got one set here, so it's going to fall down here so that I can have it hanging off here. And the reason why, like I say, the reason why I wanted them set up here is because if I do set them on the vine itself, on the upper vine, which I've done on the other ones, which will happen on this one and happen on that one, what it'll do is, because it gets heavier and heavier, it'll start pulling the plant down. That's the reason why, of course, I want to get them up the top here, so that if I have them setting down here, like this one's going to, over here, like this one, what it'll do is, it'll not take the whole plant down with it. This will be support. And obviously when I get it supported with whatever else for its little hammock, that should be fine. I can just attach it to the top of here. And should be enough strength on there. So yeah, cucumbers are doing fine. Oh, hello little bee. There you go, you see, let nature do its thing. But yeah, that's me. I'm going home to do some decorating and I'll be back down at the weekend to make a start. Next week I've got a 4-day weekend, which is great. I've been allowed to have a couple of days holiday on Monday and Tuesday at short notice, which is fantastic. So I have 4 days off. I can recover on Saturday, then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, get this garden sorted. Well, I tell a lie, I haven't gone yet. I've just been pottering on. I've seen the job and I've done it, and I'm still here. I'm going to show you the strawberries, because it's very good harvest so far, and Elizabeth's going to love this. I'm going to actually take them home for her and she can have them for tea. So considering I haven't covered these, I'm getting them ones so far, and also got them. Look how many there is there. That's fantastic. So I'm just taking all of these off. And I've got all of that to go through and pick all the strawberries out. and I'll show you the results afterwards. I have actually been over here and I've caned down the marrows, so I've got the canes in there, as you can see, just to keep the vines down, and I've also covered the vines as well, and they're there, and the two at the bottom as well. I do have another job to do on that side, which I'm forgetting about because I've done something else. But we'll get these strawberries picked first. So that's them picked. I've also been in the bottom of here, and I've tidied up all of this, the tomatoes. So what I've done is that, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I had a load of hay there. All I've done is remulched along the bottom here, giving it a good drink, and across down the bottom here as well, giving it a good drink. These tomatoes need tying up, which is what I'm going to do next, because I've found more clips. So I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other tomatoes, and I'm going to get myself away. Right, that is definitely me done this time for today. I'm going to go home and start decorating, start painting. But I'm going to first, before I do that, I'm going to make a couple of people's days today. I'm going to pop see my mum, pop see my grandma, and see what else I've got left, because look at these. Absolutely beautiful, these. I do love these red lilies. I made a decision, there's no point in keeping them here. I'm not here for the next 4 days. They'll all get lost, so I won't have them. The ones that are just about to open here, these ones will be the next lot once these die back, so I should have some flowers for the next week and a bit. But that's the benefit of having cut flowers. So I'm absolutely over the moon with these. Absolutely over the moon. There's no smell to them, but they do look absolutely gorgeous. Right, catch you all the weekend. Hello everybody, it is Sunday morning now, and I've got to get myself up in gear. First of all, I just want to say hello to everybody that is new subscribers. Tony from Simplify Gardening put a video out last Friday, in his top 15 YouTube channels to watch, and I was lucky enough to be one of those 15. Although being it's unlucky, some unlucky 13. Won't put it in as. But no, thank you very much, Tony. It means a lot. Thank you very much. I love the fact that you come along, and the live videos, you enjoy them so much as well, and the lives, and obviously the premieres and stuff as well. Very quickly, if you don't know, I do a live every 2 weeks on a Wednesday night, and also every Sunday night at 9 PM I premiere my weekly update. Now, this channel itself is just a case of, it's a diary for myself basically. I do grow giant veg, I do try and grow exhibition veg as well, but I do grow normal vegetables and some nice flowers as well. I'm as basic as you get. If I can do it, you can do it. I've got a top tip section as well, which I ran through, which you can find in the playlist as well. But other than that, like I say, I have to get cracking. I've been missing MIA the past 4 or 5 weeks. Things at work have been hectic. I work in a call centre for a telecommunications company, and the past 5 weeks I've been making steady progression from advisor to cover manager, and I've been looking after a team for another manager for the past 5 weeks. So that has taken pretty much priority over everything that I've done over the past few weeks, and because of how well I've done and how good things have been, I've been asked to cover other teams as well going forward. So next 2 weeks I'm covering, but I've got a good few days off in between, unlike the last 5 weeks. And then also from there, I've got about 9 weeks where I'm helping out as well in a different role. So I will be back in the garden, I will be getting sorted, because come September, the end of September, it is the showing season. So the big shows, the likes of Harrogate, which is at Newby Hall this year, and Malvern as well, which is the highlight of my year, because I like to go and meet up with everybody from down south in Worcestershire, and me and Leslie go and spend the whole weekend down there with everybody. So it's always nice to meet everybody as well. But I'm yabbering on. Like I say, thank you very much, welcome everybody, and let's have a look and see how things are progressing in the garden, and let's get some tidying done, because the weeds are huge. Now this section at the top of my garden here, as you can see, my garden runs all the way down this centre path, and I've got the orchard on this side, I've got my structures on this side, a big greenhouse with me fire. This is my orchard where I have my wonderful spring display, but it is now absolutely covered in weeds and sticky weed. So I'm going to get all of this removed, and then I've realised how I kept the weeds down in previous years is by using wood chip. Now I don't have wood chip, but I do have plenty of straw. So I'm going to, once I've cleared all this off, I'm going to cover with straw, and then the next lot of flowers that's going to come through, which are already starting here, are the glads. These are a beautiful gladioli, and they're red and they're red and yellow and they're like a fiery colour, so I'm looking forward to them coming through. But before I even do that, I need to get rid of everything. I've got a pear tree in the back there which you can't see. I've got 2 apple trees, and this is another tree which is in a pot at the minute. So I'm going to set these up and get time lapse done. Now I must say there is one benefit of weeding in between the likes of lavender and things, and that's the smell. any kind of movement in here, and this year it's been an absolute nightmare for this stuff. Now this is what I call sticky weed. It just gets everywhere. You've got the little balls which are all over my hand here, as you can see. There we go, you can see it's all over my hand, and that's the seed of the sticky plant. I don't even know what the proper name is now, to be honest. I'm not bothered. It's an absolute nightmare stuff. But with it being in here, in where I've put my lavender, and that lavender's been there for a few years, it's absolutely smells absolutely delightful. So it's an absolute pleasure being able to just get down here and actually seeing it again, because I've got lavender in here, I've got gladioli down here. I like to try and put annual flowers or in here, not annual, perennial I think it is, sorry. Obviously the stuff that keeps coming back, I can't remember the name of it, like I say. But the likes of lavender, gladiola, tulips, anything for springtime bulbs, daffodils. I've got all sorts in here that will just keep coming back. This is all set over a few years, and like I say, even down here, down this side of the bed, down that side of the bed, I've got that side to sort out, which I'll show you in a second, but I'll not be doing that today. I'll leave that for Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down gently, slowly over the course of this coming week. But for today, I'm also going around in the things like the dandelions. I'm getting the spade and I'm literally digging it out. I'm not just pulling the top, because if you just pull the top, then you're just going to get the weeds to grow back again. So I'm going to finish off what I'm doing here. I'm going to get away from the lavender, because I can sit here and smell this all day. And then I'll show you what's been happening in the twiddling things and how things are progressing. The good stuff, should I say. Right, that's that sorted out. Another big saying of mine is little and often. Now this is a big task that's been done. I still need to get them bits sorted out, but there's blackberries coming on them bushes there next to that ash pile. I might just leave them and take the fruit off them this year, then just dig it out before it spreads any further. But as of under the orchard, this is letting a lot more light in. It's the fruit can breathe now as well. The trees, there's airflow and air circulation through the pear trees now with the sticky weed being removed. So job is a good one. I have spotted something else. Let me show you. So in the back here, there's a bird box, which has been up there for years and years and years. I did have another 2 at the bottom, which I could probably repair and put back up again, but I've never had any birds or anything in here. The only thing I've had is bees in recent years. Now, if I look in here, it looks like the bird's been nesting. And if I go on the top here, it looks like we've got eggs as well. So I'm going to try and see if I can sort out a new roof for this now, and then leave them be, and we'll just see if we can have a bird box update when the time comes. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. Right, let's go show you some good stuff. This tunnel, Brassicas tunnel, used to be my main polytunnel. I had leeks and onions in here in previous years. If you go back and look on the videos, I'm changing it up, and it's going to be my brassica cage. Now this year was just a case of just seeing how things go, chucking them in, see how things go. Now I normally grow giant green cabbage, but I didn't get any seeds. I lost my seeds, then I found them and it was too late. So I did get sent some red giant cabbage. That's what these are. Now these are just normal sized pallet collars, so same size as pallets. This one is hearting up. This one I'll not be seeing any shows. This one here is doing not too bad. It's starting to heart up in the middle there. So doing all right. And this one is the one that I'm keeping my eyes on and my fingers crossed for. It's looking nice. The size of them leaves, they're absolutely humongous, and it's starting to heart up now. This has got around about another 9 weeks left to go before show day, so by that time we should have a heart in the middle, and then these leaves look to be all right. I'll have to lift them up and clear around the bottom, because I want to do it for weight basically, so I want as many of these leaves on as possible. So I'll be watering this quite a lot over the coming weeks. This one here, not so good neither, but let's say these will be, in future, will be my green cabbage, 4 green cabbage. Hopefully I'll have one for each show, or if not, I might even push it to the other side. Now, on the other side, I have my giant swede, and I've also got a couple of Brunswick cabbages that I got off a subscriber, Lee. So thank you very much again, Lee. These are doing all right. Just to give you a quick update, they're doing all right. Let's see, spot on, spot on. That one's starting to heart up. Once again, I might even take these to the show. I might just, I might enter them if they're ready. They're ready. If they're not, then it's a shame. But they'll get eaten anyways. But they do look lovely and clean, and that's the reason as to why I built this cage, so that the butterflies can't get in. Looks like it has been munched on down the side there by some snails, but it is what it is. I've not paid any attention on these. Now, this is all just top growth. You can't see anything in here. I've got giant swede, and I've also got some railway cauliflower for after the swede's lifted next to them. Now let's get down and let's have a look underneath the canopy. Starting at the front here, you can see there's one, and the turnips. It's not too bad. I've got another one at the back. I go in a zigzag fashion. So there's another one down there. That's going to seed. So I'll tell you what, we'll lift that up. And I'll show you how I can tell it's going to seed. So I can tell it's going to seed because it's got a big main stem. See that main stem there? It's shooting up. So that's not good. So I'll have to chop that up. But I'll take that, and we can, if it's still hard, we'll see what we can get out of it, see if we can eat it. But yeah, that space there now, I've left some space there, because realistically there should be, on the next to it, cauliflower. Right, that bears a second, because I can't get my feet in here. I did have some cauliflower in here, but I think because of how tall the giant swede are, they haven't really done very well. So that's it there. The thought process behind it was these would be, when I lift the giant turnips, giant swede, the rest of them will be all right to take over. But I think the canopy's just blocked the sunlight from them all. Let's have a look at the other ones here. So we've got another one here. Is there any? Oh, I've got to take that one's going to seed as well. But I'll leave it in and see what happens. If it goes to seed, it goes to seed. But another big one. This is much bigger than the ones I've done previous years. Got a bit of that. Can't even get in. The size of them. They're big. There's another one back there as well. You can see. Well, you can't see because that's in the way, but you can see there the size of it. So we're going all the way across. Another one here. I think that one's gone to seed now. Oh my goodness. It's all bad news. It's all bad news. Right, I'm going to have a double check of all these now, and I'll pull the ones that look like they're going to seed. So yeah, it looks like actually I've got a couple that's going to seed here, which is a damn shame. That one's going to seed. It's a long stem in the middle. I think I've got another one here at the back. In fact, no, it's not. This one here as well. Looks like it's sending up a flower spike. But I'll just leave it and see what happens. Waste not, want not. Anyways, but anyways, let's get out of here, because I've got some harvesting to do. Every year I put my brassicas in the same place because that's where they grow well. Now I've got collie and broccoli in here, different colour collie, different colour broccoli, normal sorry, calabrese broccoli. As you can see here, we've got a nice head of broccoli on there. Got an even better head of broccoli on there. And there's broccoli running all the way to the back here, so I'm just going to nip through them, and we'll have a look at the other side as well, and I'll see if I can see any nice bits of collie as well. So we've got nothing else apart from this broccoli. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this broccoli out, I'm going to snap it off the side. There we go. There's one for dinner, because we do like broccoli. And we'll take this one as well. Snap it off. That'll do. A couple of heads of broccoli. Fantastic. They're going in the pot today. Right, into the giant tomato and cucumber polytunnel. Well, what a difference since the last time I was in last week. Now, I've got some good news and bad news. Let's start with the bad news anyways. Tomatoes. Giant tomatoes. I've got a big problem with these. These are done. It is such a shame, because it was a nice big tomato here. Now, these are meant to look like this, but if you have a look, I've got blossom end rot. That's what this is here. Blossom end rot. Blossom end rot. Regular watering, calcium deficiency, call it what you want. It's neglect, and that's exactly the reason as to why this is no good anymore. So that's going to need to be taken off, and I'll have to have a look to see if there's anything else further up. Now, generally speaking, you only go off the first or second truss. So if I have a look on the second truss here, doesn't look to be any mega blooms. Go on the next one up. Nah, not really out on there neither. So that whole plant is a mess now, so it's no good. That's a side shoot. Side shoot, what size is that side shoot? Massive. And this one here, which I already knew anyways, blossom end rot. Look at it, it's done. So that needs to be taken off there. And this plant is screwed as well. There's just, I don't know what the problem is with it. I don't know what it is. But nevertheless, it's done. Not going to mess about with it. I'll get a chilli and I'll put it in the bucket instead. Same with that one if it's no good. But I've still got 3 other ones, which I've been tidying up and having a look on and see if there's any more mega blooms to pollinate. Nothing catches my eye just yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. And also, not only that, but I do have this one at the back here as well, which there's still no mega blooms on that yet. But still plenty of time. Take that side shoot off. Don't need it. To be fair, I say plenty of time. There's no time. There's no time for the shows. That's it. I've got no giant tomatoes to take to the shows. But it is what it is. Like I say, not going to beat myself up about it. Let's have a look at the cucumbers. Start from the top. As you can see, I've been training these to go up here so that the fruit hang down. You can see we've got one here. So that one there will be getting left. We'll set that one. And the other one's exactly the same as well. We'll just put them up there and weaving them up at the top there, because that was always going to be the plan. So I had something that looks like blue Peter. Here's one I did earlier, like this. So there's one of the long cucumbers. I think it's a long cucumber. Let's have a look at the bottom. So this one come from Graham Barrett. It was a 36-inch long cucumber from a couple of years back. So that's what I'm expecting this one to be, is a long cucumber. So far so good, and it's hanging down, and great. There's a little one there which I don't want on, so we'll just get rid of that, because I just want all this plant to focus on is this fruit here. On the other plants here, I've got one on a little bit further down here which is doing good. I've got another one here which is doing well. I want to show you the top tip as well when it comes to cucumbers. And this one here, I don't think this one's going to be very good, but we'll just have to wait and see. I need to get that in a hammock as soon as possible. Speaking of hammocks, I've saved the best to last. The size of this monster. Look what, there's my arm. It's bigger than my forearm. It's massive. Size of my massive head. Yeah, so that's the biggest one I've got yet. I've just made this hammock. I'll show you how I've done it. So because the fruit was getting big and heavy and it was weighing down, what it was doing was it was pulling the whole vine down. Now it would have only gotten so far, because at the top here this would have just pulled down and stayed there, but I didn't want to cause any further damage to the main vine itself, because I've got another fruit set at the top here just in case anything happens to this one. So I've got a backup. So what I've done is I've got some mesh here. You can use anything. You can use tights or anything like that, but I've got the scaffold netting here. I've just made a hammock for it, so that it doesn't fall off or no problems. I'm not going to touch it and wave it back and forth or anything like that, because it can cause problems. And the top here, I've just getting some cable ties, and I've just cable tied it to the roof and to the main beam itself, so that this is not going to be going anywhere. So it can continue growing, it can grow further down. I can just, in fact, I'm going to pull this so that the not all the way at the end goes across there, because last year, I learned my lesson from last year, I left the end open, and what happened was it just went whoosh, and it snapped and fell on the floor. I don't want that. I want to take this, no matter what all happens to it, this one or another one, I want a couple to take for long and heavy to Malvern this year. As you can see, I've still got some lilies in here, which is nice. So this is a London heart, which is lovely. And these ones are my favourite as well. I'll not be taking these ones home, because by the time I take them home, they'll be done. They'll be finished with. But I'll be digging these out and putting them elsewhere for next year in buckets and stuff or something like that, so I can move them around. Because I've had a good year with lilies. It was been nice having them in the house and stuff. But as you can see in here, I've got some red onions. Now these red onions I've just left in here, and I just put them in because they were spare. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift them. And just lift them, just as easy. There you go, nice little red onion. I'll clean it off. I'll get a few more of them out, because there's a few of them in here. There's another one there. I've just dotted them around. Let's see what the harvest is like. So there we go. Out of the 5, I've got 4 left. One of them did have white rod on, so I'll be burning that. Well, I say I'll be burning, I'll be disposing of it in the rubbish bag. But some nice red onions for sandwiches and other things as well. Me and Leslie do enjoy red onion, but also like normal onions as well. So I'd actually forgot to show you something. Like I said before, I was going to show you top tip with the cucumber. So let's just revisit that, and then I'll take you outside and we'll get some potatoes looked at as well. So on the cucumbers. Now, if you've grown cucumbers before, you know that the main vine itself's got little barbs on, and they are sharp, basically. So what happens is, as you can see here, we've got the top of the cucumber, and we've also got this barb, this leaf here, and also we've got this section here as well. Now, I don't want nothing touching the top of here, because what's been happening is, see this one here? It's been rubbing against there, and as you can see, it's damaged the cucumber. So what we need to do is, I've got my snips, and I'm just going to sacrifice that leaf. I'm going to be very careful to get rid of that, and also that from the top of there, so that nothing is in its way and it can't cause any damage. So that's that one done. I've actually got a side vine here, which I don't need, so I'll be snipping that off. I don't need side vines. I want the main vine, and that's it. And that side vine there as well, and the side vine there as well, and the side vine there as well. The side vines all over there. I don't want the side vines. I've got the main vine. I don't need any more. Side vine there as well. Get rid of that one. And that's that sorted. So I've got a fruit on this one, which is good, so I'll keep an eye on this one here. That needs to go up there and through there, so we can support it. Champion. Sorry, I've just got distracted there. But yeah, that's exactly what I'll be looking for. So you can see there's another one here on this one. So that, the bigger it gets, the more that's going to rub against that main stem there, and it's going to act like a saw. So if I just get rid of that there, and if I'm going to have to use 2 hands here, so please do bear with me one moment. There we go. So that now is all clear, and when I get it to doing the hammock, it will just sit out of the way there, so it's not going to cause any damage. Now same again with this side. So if we look up here, you can see that there is a leaf right there, but that's not going to cause any problems up there, because the leaf is going up through the top. So that's the reason why I wanted these fruits to hang down, so there's no problems. So yep, that's all right. We don't have to worry about that one, and we don't have to worry about the other ones as well. But that was a quick tip to show you for the cucumbers. And very quickly before I take you outside, show you the potatoes. The peppers that I put in. Now these are Pablano Chillies, sorry, not peppers. So as you can see, we've got some good fruits on them after being planted direct. Got some nice fruits on them as well. Now, if I wanted to grow these as obviously giants and I want to keep them big, I'll just grow the one. So what I would do is take the rest of them off the plant. So what I might do is I might take a few off this one here. I might take that one off there. I might do some snipping here. So we'll just focus on one and see if we can get one really big. So take that off there, take that off there, because I like those one right at the back, which I like the look of. So that one there's the one we're going to focus on. And we'll see if we can get that a good size. But hey, you can still use them if you wanted to. But I've still got a couple more down there. I've got 4 plants in total, and we'll just see what we can get. Just stood up. This thing's actually just knocked us out. It's like a bat. Right, let's go and have a look at these potatoes. I've got some potatoes that I've got ready. So let's have a look. They were in the bins. So yeah, you heard right. They were in the bins. These are from used compost. I'm going to snip the bottoms here. These are blue bell from the 10th of the 3rd. And we'll get them emptied and we'll see what we've got. Right, snip, snip. Snip the tops off and empty it into this barrel. Barrel. Now, last year, I won some seed potatoes from what was JBA potatoes. It's now go by a different name. Can't remember what they are actually. I think it's something Brothers. But I started with 5 potatoes and I put them in one bucket, and then I got more for the next year. Now this is the first batch that I put in, so I'm quite excited to see what comes from them. And these are from just used compost that I used the year before for potatoes and carrots and things. So yeah, that's better ado. Yeah, they'll do for new potatoes, I suppose. So there we go. I think I put 2 or 3 seed potatoes in there, and this is what I've got left to go off. So these are, let's say, these are blue bell. I've got some lovely colours on them. I'll keep the biggest ones for seed for next year, and the little ones I'll take home for eating for new potatoes. So there we go, happy days. Right, let's go have a look at the tomatoes and see what else I can take home today. So this is the middle greenhouse, my 8x6 in the middle of the garden, hence the reason why it's called middle greenhouse. And on the left hand side I've got sun gold, and on the right hand side we've got golden sunrise. Golden sunrise are a salad type tomato which are yellow in colour, but I like to grow the sun gold because they look beautiful for a start. Let's just get rid of some of these lower leaves here. Look at that there, look at them. I'm just going to get them out of that pot there. Look at them, look at the colour on them. I'll tell you what, here's the first one. First tomato for me for 2021. They are sweet, they are beautiful them. Now, me personally, I don't like tomatoes. The only reason I grow tomatoes is for the smell. When you're watering them, the smell is divine for me, personally. And that's the only reason I did used to grow tomatoes. But as I've grown them, I've tried one year, I tried lots of different varieties and picked the ones that I liked. And Sun Gold was the ones that I did like. Sun Gold and the Sweet Millions and the Tumbling Toms. So the cherry tomatoes are the ones that I do like. So because on a lovely warm day, I could just come in the greenhouse and eat until my heart's content, because they are beautiful them. Absolutely lovely. Now I thought I had getting them mixed up. I think I have with this one here. I think this one is a golden sunrise. But the rest of them, as you can see, it'd be difficult to get out of here now. There's loads. Oh, none of these are going to get home. They're so sweet, these sun golds. I adore the sun gold tomatoes. Not just for obviously the taste, but the colour as well, because when you're walking into a greenhouse they look lovely. I mean, look at the handful there, small handful there. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to get these chomped down, but in these as well, what I've got is I've got some
marigolds that, as you can see, have taken the hit off the bugs. So there we go. Let's see that there at the back. I've just planted a side shoot. Got a secondary bunch as well, champion. Right, but that's in here. That's what's happening in here. I've got the tops to stake up, and I've given them a good drink. And I want to have a chomp on these, and then we'll have a look at the big onions. So this structure here is my onion house, which I've got my giant onions in. Now a couple of these have already flopped over, so they're no good any longer. I have measured them. They're 17 inches round. This one's 17 inches. This one is 16 and a half inches, and this one is 17 inches as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tops chopped off of that. Same with that too. We've got 3 to go there, and I'm going to use these once again as practice. So with the size what I like them, and I like to lift them as, is at 20 inches for quality. For heavy, you just let them go as long as you can. So yeah, I've still got a few more across here in the buckets, and I've got a few more in the beds here as well. Now, a quick update as well on the sweet potatoes and loofah. Now, these sweet potato slips I got from Ben Thornton from the Young Grower. So thanks again, Ben. If you haven't checked out Ben's channel, go over and have a look on Facebook and also on YouTube. Got some cracking content for heritage variety vegetables and things like that. And he loves these sweet peas as well, from the tips that I give him that he got from my channel. So it's always great seeing those come in action. He's got some lovely sweet peas this year. But sweet potato slips that I got from him are reacting well after being plotted in. I've got 4 there. I've got 3 in here. And also I have these ones here, which are doing fantastic. So they're the ones that's direct in the bed. So we've got that one there. We've got these 2 here, which I just swapped out from the onions. That were no good. So there we go. And we've got this one at the corner as well, which is fan-dabby-dozy. So yeah, when I lift these onions out, I've got things I can put in their place, so that's not a problem. So let's get them lifted. Before I do, show you the loofahs. So I was on My Family Gardens live stream last night with Monty. Monty does a live stream every Saturday when he can, around about 8 o'clock when he's on time. And we're having a chat in regards to loofahs. Now this year, I thought I had some loofahs set, but look, they're not set, they're just going to die off. So I'm going to have to hand pollinate the next lot of fruit that come on here from the side shoots and stuff, because they're not pollinating good enough. So as you can see, I've got some fruit coming up on. Get off there, you. Get off there. So I've got some fruit on there, as you can see on there. So when they're ready, I'll be pollinating them. Give us a second, I need to put this up there. So I will have to pan pollinate this when the flower opens up, and actually do it with itself, because there's some flowers there. So I'll get a little brush and I'll pan pollinate those on there. Get that one up there. Move that one across there. It's going across already. So yeah, I've got them in 30 litre buckets. I swapped them out for onions that went earlier on in the year. And yeah, I'll have to hand pollinate them from the advice of Monty as well, just so I can definitely get a couple of loofahs, because I want loofahs for Christmas for the family. But yeah, let's get these onions lifted, and we'll see what they're like next to me massive heat. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to chop the top off. I don't want to do it too far down, because I want a bit of neck so that I can tie it up. Because when it comes to quality onions, you need to lift them, you let them dry, they have a single skin, and then you wrap some raffia around the top in a certain way, and then you hopefully have a few of the same size, same shape, 3 or 5 depending on how the show is and what the schedule is. But I'm still practicing and I'm still learning at the minute. Yes, it takes around about 12 months for onions to grow and get ready, but that's the easy bit. The hard bit for me is preparing them and making sure that they don't ping, making sure that they're all tied up and ready to go, because you could grow these for a year, you could have them perfect before show day, and you could turn up on show day and the onion's skin could ping and you could have a split down them, and that's it done. So it is very anxiety goes through the roof come show time. But all I'm going to do here is just give it a little lift. I don't really need to bother about the main roots. So I'm going to snip them off. I'll get them right back down to one skin. Hopefully I don't have to peel too many off. And this is just starting to prepare for the drying off. Now, common questions I get asked is, what do giant onions taste like? Well, believe it or not, they taste like onions. They are a little bit milder than normal onions, but just for the size, but they still taste fine. The difference being is, instead of having a whole onion for like onion soup or onion gravy, you just need one layer. So there we go. I'll give that a wash. It's a nice big onion, that, isn't it? Most people would be absolutely over the moon if they just grew one of them in the garden. That is still too small for me. I like to have them 20 to 21 inches. With giant onions, you can grow them to 20 inches around in a 10-litre pot. I've done it myself. That's the reason why they're grown in 10-litre pots in here, because in the main bed itself there is potential white rot. That's the reason why I've got them on that side. I'm taking a look and seeing if there's white rot in there again, or if it was just me. So it's kind of like a dangerous experiment, really. All that year is waste if there is white rot in there and it's on the bottom, then they're knackered for this year. So yeah. Anyways, enough of me talking. Let's go get the rest of them taken up. So that's I can show you the last thing, then it's time to finish off for this week. So there we go. There's the first lot of giant, wait, I say first lot, the first lot of actually ones that I've pulled on purpose. Good specimens, that's all I can say. They're nice shape on them, which I'm pleased with. I've still got some more seed from these, so I can start again come October, November time. So I can put these back in again. Like I say, the one not quite there for size for me yet. I like them when they're 20, 21 inches, but hey, can't I grumble? They're big onions. It's exactly what I was after. Can't really, after the year that I've had, neglecting everything, I've still got onions growing at the minute. So we'll see if I can get a couple, possibly even to take away to Harrogate. We don't know. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But these are going to be my starting ones, which I'm going to take home. They're going to be going into the shed in a cool, dark place with sawdust on the bottom, and that one's starting to run away. So just so that, and I'll put a fan on them as well, just to keep the air circulation around them, so that they can all dry off nicely. So that's them done, all sorted. Let's go put them with the rest of the stuff I need to take with home to go home, and I think I'm going to call it a day today. So let's go and finish off in the greenhouse. So here's the harvest for today. Taking the giant swede home. I've got some broccoli to take home for dinner today. Got some bluebell potatoes for new potatoes. Some Pablano Chillies, which I've just cut off so that the other chilies can grow as big as they can. Some red onions as well here, which is great. And not only have I got these, but because I kind of fit it in, I've also got, of course, these 3 giant onions as well. So happy days. Right, time to sit down. But look at these. I like to grow begonias for inside the greenhouse, so there's some colour in the greenhouse. As you can see here, I've got some beautiful colour in here at the moment. Now I do like to normally have these spread out, but because I've not been down, I've had to try and find an alternative. So I've been getting some trays, and also the mushroom trays with some plastic liner, so that when I water, they can just take a water whenever they want. And as you can see, they're all looking
spot on. I might take a couple of these home actually and put them on the windowsill and stuff, but yeah, they're looking really nice. Right, anyways, let's sign off for this week. So yeah, that's me sorted for this week. I had a couple of minutes up on Tuesday, as you've seen, and I've had a good couple of hours down here today. Now it's time for me to head home. I need to edit this video. I need to help prepare the dinner and spend some more time with the family before I'm back to work Monday and Tuesday. I would just like to say thank you everybody for your continued support over the past few weeks. I know that it's not been as I normally would. Obviously you can tell by the state the garden is. I've not been down, I've not been taking care of things. I've looked back on videos from years past, so there's a handy tip for you. If use the channel like I do for my own purpose. If you want to see how things are and what I've done in the previous years, just search for the year before. I've got them, all of my episodes for the weekly updates is in the weekly updates playlist on YouTube, and also they are all dated as well, so you can see how things have been the last few years and other things as well. But yeah, the next few weeks are going to be imperative, and I'm probably going to lose a few things which I'm not going to be surprised at. So because poor preparation has led to where I am at the moment. Looks like some of the giant swede is going to seed, so I'm going to prepare myself for disappointment with that as well. But hopefully I will have something to take away with me from when we go to the shows, because I will be going to the shows, and even if I've got nothing. So yeah, so thank you very much everybody for your continued support and continue to watch, and your messages and updates and everything that as well. Starting from next week, I've got a little snippet of thing, a new section I would like to edit into the channel, and it is basically involving you guys. You guys send me pictures, you guys send me videos weekly, you show me your updates. It's absolutely amazing and lovely, and I love getting the messages to say, look at what I've done, after watching what you've done as well. It really does, it makes me feel fantastic as well, so thank you very much. I want to start entering your videos basically, so if anybody has got, you don't have to show yourself, you don't even have to speak. If you want to show how things are in your garden, regular viewers will know if you're coming up on the premiere and stuff like that. If you don't have a channel, don't worry about it. You don't have to speak or anything like that. Send me a video and I'll pop it into the group channel, and I'll come up with a segment anyways, with a segment name. I've got one for next week. I'll add that in next week. Lovely chap's been following for a long time as well, so look out for that. And like I mentioned earlier on, I have been focused on work over the past few weeks. I have prioritised September for growing and showing. So that is the work. I've already been informed of that. There's no way I'm changing my holidays. There's no way I'm changing anything in that. My foot has been firmly placed down. So yeah, the coming weeks will be important. I'm getting back into a routine. I have certain days off grouped together over the coming weeks, which is great. I can get down through the week. I can get stuff sorted out. I do have to mix the time between garden and family as well, though, guys. You know yourself. So like I say, I will be down here, but little and often is going to be the key. Get a plan, prepare, come down, get that bit done, sorted. Fantastic. So I want to sign off. Like I say, I'm yabbering on now. Thank you all for continuing to watch and support. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Hello to all the old subscribers. I look forward to seeing you and speaking to you all on the premiere tonight at 9 o'clock. I hope you are all well, and I will catch you next week. So thanks very much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.